It began on a rainy Tuesday night, when the electricity went out in the small apartment building on Hillcrest Lane. Mia lit a candle and tried to focus on her book, pretending not to notice the silence pressing against the walls. Then came the sound. A slow, dragging noise beneath the wooden floorboards. Not pipes. Not rats. Something heavier, like someone crawling. She froze. The sound stopped too. Mia knelt and pressed her ear to the floor. Silence. Then, 3 distinct knocks. She stumbled back, heart racing. Her upstairs neighbor, old Mr. Keller, had always warned her about the things that live below. She'd laughed it off, thinking he was just senile. But when she went to ask him about it the next morning, his door was open. His apartment was empty. Everything, furniture, photos, even curtains, gone overnight. Only one thing remained, a note on the kitchen counter, written in shaky handwriting. Don't listen to the floor when it calls your name. That night, when Mia returned to her room, she heard it again, only this time, it whispered. Mia, all your needs. Mia's breath caught in her throat. The voice wasn't loud, it was a whisper, trembling like air leaking through the cracks. But it knew her name. She stepped back, gripping the candle tighter. The flame flickered as if reacting to the voice, stretching toward the floorboards. Mia. This time it sounded weaker, almost pleading. She forced herself to speak. Who's there? Silence. Then, a faint scratching, moving from one end of the room to the other, right beneath her feet. Mia's pulse hammered. She dropped to her knees and lifted the edge of the old rug. Beneath it was a small square outline, a trapdoor she'd never noticed before. Its edges were sealed with dried paint, as if someone had tried to hide it. Her trembling fingers found the handle. She hesitated. Then, the whisper came again. Help me. The trapdoor creaked open. A cold draft poured out, smelling of earth and dust. She held her candle over the opening, and saw stairs leading down into darkness. At the bottom, something moved. Not fast. Not human. The flame went out. For a moment, there was only the sound of breathing, 2 sets, hers and something else's. Then, from the dark below, a voice spoke again, clearer this time. You shouldn't have opened it. Mia froze, her eyes straining against the pitch black. The air was damp and heavy, filled with the faint smell of rot. She backed away, but her heel caught the rug, and she stumbled, her candle rolled into the hole, landing somewhere far below with a soft clink. For a few seconds, there was only silence. Then, faintly, she heard footsteps coming up the stairs. Slow. Careful. 1 step at a time. Her voice cracked. Who's there? No answer. Just the creak of old wood, closer now. Mia grabbed her phone and turned on the flashlight. The narrow beam shook in her hand as it lit the stairway, crumbling bricks, spiderwebs, and something scratched into the wall in uneven letters. Stay above. Then she saw it, bare feet on the bottom step, pale and motionless. Her heart slammed against her ribs. She pointed the light higher. A man stood there. Or what was left of one. His face was gray, stretched thin like parchment. And his eyes, empty, hollow, but fixed on her. Mia, he whispered again. You opened the door, now it won't close. Behind him, in the dark, dozens of other shapes shifted, faces emerging from the black, all whispering her name in broken unison. Mia screamed and slammed the trapdoor shut, throwing her weight onto it. The wood shook violently as hands began pounding from beneath. She ran to the door, but when she tried to open it, the handle wouldn't move. Every window was sealed tight. The walls themselves seemed to breathe. And then, her phone buzzed. A new message. From an unknown number. It said. Thank you for letting us out. Mia dropped her phone. It hit the floor and slid under the table, buzzing once more before going silent. Her entire body trembled as she backed against the wall, listening. The pounding beneath the trapdoor had stopped. For a moment, there was nothing. Only her own ragged breathing and the faint hum of the refrigerator coming back to life as the power flickered on. The lights returned, but dimmer than before, like something was draining the electricity. The air shimmered, heavy with static. Then the apartment door slowly creaked open on its own. Mia stared. The hallway beyond was dark, though every other apartment light should have been on by now. She stepped closer, whispering, "Hello." No answer. Just the faint echo of footsteps retreating up the stairs. She followed, each step slower than the last. On the third floor, the air was colder. A single door stood open, Mr. Keller's old apartment. Inside, everything was exactly as she'd left it that morning. Furniture, curtains, even photos, back in place. Except, every photo frame now showed her face. Different angles, different ages, but all her. Smiling. Sleeping. Some taken from inside her own apartment. Her stomach twisted. And then she heard it, the whisper again, this time right behind her ear. "You took his place." Mia turned, no one. But in the reflection of the nearest photo glass, she saw something standing behind her. Tall. Gray. With hollow eyes and a mouth that stretched far too wide. She didn't scream. She couldn't. The thing leaned close, its cold breath brushing her neck. Hillcrest always needs one below. The next morning, the landlord found her apartment empty. Only the rug had been moved, pushed slightly to the side, revealing a freshly painted floorboard. And underneath that board, faint scratching could still be heard.